I think that in order to tell this story correctly, we have to start about 5 years ago when Max and I met as freshmen in college, going to school in Colorado. We initially built a good friendship through the pursuit of large Colorado tailwater trout. We learned a lot in those years. I think most importantly, how to fish well on a budget, sleeping in the dirt, tying flies in the truck, gas station meals, the whole 9 yards. I think whether or not we really articulated it at the time, Max and I both kind of always envisioned going into international guiding after we graduated school. He did just that by pulling a job at Penoy River Co. in Russia, guiding Atlantic salmon for the 2018 season, and he crushed it, encouraged me to put in an application, and sure enough, 2019 came around and I got a call that I was going to be headed out there for this summer to guide Atlantic salmon. I remember the first thing I did after that was call Max, let him know that I had the job, and first thing he told me was, now we got to go to the OP this winter. You got to learn to fish a two-hander and hopefully swing up a steelhead. This next swing is the one, dude. After those rocks.
Totally.
For steelhead. There's certain games that I think with some fish, I understand the mentality of wanting to catch them by any means possible. Obviously we come out here to catch fish at the end of the day, and holding a fish is always an incredible experience, especially if it's a new fish or a better fish than something you've done before. But if you pay a certain amount of respect to a fish, like the respect you pay to steelhead by trying to swing them, it can really make the game that you're doing that much more meaningful.
You think of the rainforest and you think of rain, but the last 5 days the temps have been up in the high 70s, 80s, not a cloud in the sky. Not the best thing when you're trying to swing up a fish that really has to move for a fly, and the boat's running down with the bobbers and the nets in the bottom of the river don't really help either.
Fine for me, bro.
It's hot. You do what you can do. You get out there, you swing your fly, you pick your spots where you think they're going to be holding, and just hope the weather and the conditions and all the stars align for another wild steelhead to come up and smash that thing.
Two-hander has been the hardest challenge I've undertaken in fly fishing since I was a little kid. Made me feel like a beginner again, but I'm feeling optimistic. We have good weather coming in. I have been fishing at this point for 8 days without getting a grab, which is okay. The casting's been coming along well. It's definitely necessary skills that I need to build for Penoy, but it makes you question everything. Yourself. I know as anglers we talk about someone being fishy, and right now I'm feeling like the least fishy motherfucker on the planet, but that's okay. That could all change at any moment with the right swing and the grab. So trying to stay optimistic through the struggle. Yeah, first steelhead, baby. I think the biggest thing that I learned in my time fishing in college was just that no game is really off limits. If you're willing to go and put a few weeks into it, get your ass kicked for the first or all of those days that you're out there, and every now and then it comes together. We got to see some incredible fish, and I can't wait to see the things that we get to experience in our lives for the next few years. I know for both Max and me, the last few years have been kind of eye-opening as far as, at first we kind of were excited about all the possibilities that Colorado has to offer. That began to expand throughout the next few years into Wyoming, Nevada, and now up here in Washington. It's just, there's a whole world of things to be fished, and I think for Max and me, we both really want to do it all. We want to find the toughest games in the world, and we want to get worked over and struggle and ideally pull it off.